DeAndre Swift. He comes into this one second in the league in rushing with an eye on becoming #1. It's the Bears and the Saints, and it's coming up next.
Welcome in, everyone, to this presentation of the National Football League on EA Sports. So good to have you on board with us. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson here in the booth. Greg, in this league, you know it, you lived it. Undergoing a changing of the guard at the quarterback position sometimes can be traumatic, but a lot of times it leads to hope. We've got a couple of teams here with young signal callers looking towards the future.
And you know the old saying, Mike, in the NFL, it is truer than ever. If you have a quarterback, you have a chance. And here we have two teams that feel like they have that quarterback position of the future settled. There's going to be some growing pains. There's going to be some moments where that youth rears it.
Here's Carlos Santos ready to get this one started. Off we go from Soldier Field. This taken in at the 8-yard line. They finally get him down, but he gets all the way up close to the 40-yard line. So the Saints ready to go to work on offense for the first time. They'll be led out by a young man who's making a name for himself, their rookie quarterback.
One thing that was pretty evident when we had a chance to talk to him, Mike, is this guy, he just wasn't satisfied with his individual performance. They came away with the win, and that was great. But one area that seems to continue to hold him back is that he's predetermining where he goes with the ball. Not only did it lead to the 2 interceptions, but it leads to some missed opportunities as the play unfolds. He could have had more touchdown output if he would have just gotten off that first read and found the open man. He got away with it last week. He doesn't want to make a habit of trying to get away with it every week. He needs to clean that up, especially if he wants to come away with a win here today.
And out of the gun, he'll throw. This throw left side, taken in by Johnson. 3rd and long. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And that is incomplete. He was trying to get it to Alvin Kamara that time. And it's going to be 4th down. The Saints lining up in punt formation. And back deep is Devin Duvernay to return. That's taken at about the 14. That's a nice job of making things more manageable for this offense as he takes it back beyond the 25-yard line. Here's the Chicago offense taking the field for the first time. They're led out by the quarterback from USC, Caleb Williams.
Really solid all-around performance last week, Mike, and I think the biggest factor that led to the win is his ability to continue to protect the football. He executed the offense, ran it exactly how they designed all week in practice. Now, it might not have been earth-shattering performance statistically, but they got the win. If he can continue to play that style of ball, it's going to be a tough group to match up with.
A play fake, and they'll throw with Williams. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. First run of the game here for DeAndre Swift. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down. To throw is Williams. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
To return, it's Shaheed. And it's a good solid return as he takes it back up near midfield. The Saints offense and veteran Alvin Kamara set to take over once more. And as we take a look at league leaders in receiving touchdowns by the running backs, He's right up there among the best in the league. They'll motion their tight end, Johnson. They'll start this one on the ground with Kamara. And he tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not happen here. I think he's going to lose a yard.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case.
This one intercepted. Picked off by T.J. Edwards. And he's going to give his offense a short field to work with as they look for their first points of the game.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. Here's a handoff to Swift. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Williams to throw on second down. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. 3rd and 5. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. And that is incomplete. He was looking to get it to DJ Moore. And it's going to lead to 4th down. On now, it's Cairo Santos for the field goal. This is going to be from 53 yards out. And this is no good. Could not get it on target. And this will remain a scoreless game.
And this is the danger of trying these long field goals. Remember, Mike, if you miss, the other team gets the ball at the spot of the kick. So it's going to end up setting them up for great field position as they start this next drive.
Now, faking the give. He'll find his tight end, Tommy Tremble. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
This is a great opportunity now for the offense to really seize control of this game. They just saw their opponent miss a field goal try, come out aggressive on the ensuing possession, strike deep early. Now see if they can put this drive together and end it with some points.
They'll motion their tight end, Johnson. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
And he can't get away. They rally to the football on defense and bring him down for no gain.
I think the days where cornerbacks are either unwilling or unable to be involved in the run game, I think those days are over, Mike. I think when you look around the landscape of today's NFL, yes, you have to cover, but you also have to be able to come up and tackle.
That is incomplete, but there is a flag down. Big call here. It was 3rd down. They're at the 17-yard line now for 1st and 10. In the red zone now, he'll drop to throw. He's trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not, and be taken down there.
Remember what this defense told us in our meetings this week, Mike. They don't think that they're necessarily going to be able to just stifle this offense play after play. They might have to give a little bit of bend, but they can't break. That sack, that is the defense not breaking. Down there near your own goal line.
Oh, this pass rush dialed in right now. They get him again.
outside of a turnover, this was probably the worst-case scenario. Immediate pressure in his face with nowhere to go with the ball downfield. Just get the ball out of your hand. Live to play another down. Instead, he retreats backwards and leads to a massive loss.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. He'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
He decides to go with the safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
And that is no good. He missed it. And this will remain a scoreless ball game.
Man, that's just tough on an offense, Mike. I mean, you work so hard to get in position to take the lead, and it just doesn't work out.
LeBear's offense back onto the field for their next possession. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. The tight end, Komet, is on the move. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun, here's Williams. Toss right side to the tight end, Komet. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. 3rd and 6. On 3rd down, it's Williams from the gun. And that is incomplete.
And this offense just cannot get anything going right now on 3rd down. If you ask any offensive play caller throughout the entire league, Mike, the importance of 3rd down, maintaining possession, making the defense stay on the field and have long extended drives, it is critical to not only scoring points, but ultimately winning in the NFL.
And he'll get a few yards on this return up past the 15-yard line. The Saints offense ready to get back at it. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. They'll motion their tight end, Johnson. Off the RPO, that's going to be caught by Cooks. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. He'll look to throw. That's complete. It is Foster Moreau. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8. A run here with Camara. Not much happening there, just a short game. There you get a look at his numbers on the ground a week ago as a part of their victory. Here's a 2nd and 9. On the ground, this is Kentrell Miller. And you'll get them 5 yards closer, but now 3rd down coming up.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
And he's gonna have the 1st down, so they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, and it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. They come to the line needing 11 here on third down. They'll look to throw. And this ball incomplete on third down.
When we had a chance to sit down with the quarterback this week in practice, he preached the importance of that I have to do a better job protecting the ball. Well, so far here early, it doesn't seem like that's been the case. He's been a little reckless here in the opening quarter, and he's going to have to clean that up throughout the rest of this game.
And this one's going to be downed inside the 20-yard line. So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take over once more. They'll begin with 1st and 10. This drive will begin with a run by Swift. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. There you get a look at his numbers on the ground a week ago as a part of their victory. 2nd and 7. A play fake. Now Williams. Got a man coming across the field. He's got it. And he'll be taken down up around the 32-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. Give up the middle with Swift. And let's give him about 4 on that one. The Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu from the secondary on the stop. Here's 2nd and 6. The tight end, Komet, is on the move. Another run here. Another run by Swift. And he'll get back maybe to the line of scrimmage, but probably going to be a loss of a yard here. So we've come to the end of a fairly evenly played opening quarter. 0-0 is the score. We're back to Soldier Field after this. They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Williams. Now he'll air one out. That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. 3rd down stop sets up 4th down. Here's Tory Taylor now as he's on to punt for Chicago. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. Now, out comes the New Orleans offense. They're ready to take over once again. They'll do so with 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Yeah! And he'll get about 8 on that one, most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down. The tight end Moreau is in motion. 2nd down, zone read, and he keeps it. This will be a Saints 1st down as he gets this up to the 42.
So, Mike, at the core of a successful zone read play is that the quarterback understands which defender is he responsible for. That is the defender they're trying to put in a bind. In this case, he chooses the runner. The quarterback pulls the ball, and he's able to take off for a big gain.
Now, after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Here's 2nd and 9. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. Brought in by Chris Olave. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. 1st and 10. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
They'll have a first down. It's a gain of 28.
This is a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big gain.
Now they'll set up to throw. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete. Chris Olave, and now the decision has been made. The challenge flag is out. They want a review of the previous play. They're looking both at the feet to see if 2 were down, but also whether or not he had full possession of the football when those feet were down. So that challenge, a successful one. Groupie able to add the extra point. The Saints will take a 7-0 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. And this one is fielded in the end zone, will not be returned. So it'll come out to the 30. DeAndre Swift and the Bears offense set for their next possession. And he continues to be a thorn in the side of defenses trying to stop him. Currently 2nd in the NFL in rushing. They'll try the right side with Swift. And he'll only be able to muster a couple of yards. Demario Davis there on the play. 2nd down and 8. Here's Williams now to throw. That'll be caught by DeAndre Swift. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
You can't teach speed. And a guy like this is just a nightmare for these linebackers. He's got a running start at them. You have no idea which way he's going to go. And he ends up just running right by you.
Now some movement up front. Flags down. Mistake-filled first half continues. From the shotgun, it's a give up the middle. Not much. 2nd and long coming up. They'll stick with him again. Well, that looked like a pretty clear hold. The gain was 5, but let's check the call. Darnell Wright, guilty that time. They'll go play action here with Williams. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
To the left side, into the hands of Moore. A first catch for DJ, and a first down. They send one of the tight ends in motion to the left. On 1st and 10, it's Williams. He'll get this underneath to Swift. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage. After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. From the gun, here's a handoff. The Bears are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. They'll run with Swift. He'll be wrapped up there down at the 3-yard line. The ball a little closer now. It is 2nd and goal. One more time, they try Swift. And he'll go down, back at the 4.
It makes sense on 2nd and goal, Mike, to keep this ball on the ground. You always have 3rd down again to finally punch it in. But now after the defense forces you backwards, I think you have to consider putting this one in the air here.
This one caught just past the pylon. Touchdown, Chicago. It's his 4th touchdown on the year. The teamwork was just ideal there. Greg, we don't see practice all week, but we see it pay off in the game.
And when you have a wide receiver, Mike, that can operate near the sideline, it just increases the amount of space that quarterback has to work with. He knows that he can put that ball maybe a little bit further away from the defender, knowing he's got the guy on the other end to not only secure the catch, but to keep his feet in bounds for a touchdown.
So back to level after the touchdown, in time for the kickoff. This kick is fielded in the end zone, but no move to bring it out. It's touchback, and that ball will come out to the 30-yard line. On 1st down, they'll start out with Kamara. And he'll be tackled up around the 45-yard line.
This is a guy who's been doing it at a high level, Mike, for a long time. Not too many running backs finding success in the NFL past the age of 30. That's usually when they kind of ride off into the sunset, but as always, there's the exception to every rule.
He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. On the handoff, it's Kamara. And he'll only manage to pick up 3 yards, and that leads to 3rd down. Back to throw. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Tyreek Stevenson.
We had a chance to talk to the defensive coordinator the other day, and remember what he told us, Mike? He said, we know how talented this young rookie quarterback is. He can make all the throws. We've seen him do it in college. But it's a different animal now doing this in the NFL. We think we can make him force some bad throws and make some bad decisions, and so far here in the first half, that's exactly what they've done.
Out comes Caleb Williams and the rest of this Bears offense. And before this drive starts, let's take a look at the current race to see who's going to take home the award of NFL Most Valuable Player.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop. The whole idea of the play-action pass, Mike, is that you can slow the pass rush down enough that it allows longer, slower developing pass concepts to open up downfield. But in this case, they were on him so fast that by the time he got his head around, that ball needed to come out. There was no timing and ultimately led in an incompletion.
Here's the punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He'll take this in back at the 16. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Saints offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
On the zone read, it's a give to Miller. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up third down. The Bears will use one of their timeouts here. A tough spot here. Third and long. He's got his man. That's Olave. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. A nice throw from the second-round pick. It'll get him a first down. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
That's going to be pulled in by Kamara.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up third down.
They'll throw here on third and short yardage. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and it's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
And some nifty running on the return. Picked up some good yardage before he was taken down. Now, following the punt return, we have an injured player on the field. From the 25, they'll go to work. First and 10. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. And that is incomplete. They'll try again here. Second and 10. Throwing is Williams. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
Here's Williams on first and 10. Throw over the middle, and they can't connect. It's incomplete. On second down, it's Williams. And that is incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete. And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring fourth down right in the face.
That is fielded at the 13. And it winds up a very solid return as he gets it up past the 30. The Saints offense going to take over here in the final minute of this first half. They'll work in a tie game here in the second quarter and get started with first and 10. Now a short one caught by the tight end Johnson. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. He'll drop to throw. He'll look middle here, and there's Olave. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9. Shaheed in motion. From the 50, he'll set up to throw. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You know, it's hard to speculate, Mike. We sit up here and we try to just interpret and assume what's going on in the minds of the players and the minds of the coaches, but they seem to me to be a little bit rattled. All these negative plays have really started to pile up in the first half. He's got to settle down, have some more efficiency on these early downs, and get his offense into some sort of rhythm.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10.
You could see the body language of the kicker, Mike. Once it left his foot, he was kind of leaning. He was trying to bring that one back towards the middle. But that's the sound you dread as a kicker. It reverberates around the stadium, off the upright, no good.
So, 1 touchdown apiece for our two teams. 7-7 on the board here at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll begin up at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. And in the second quarter, it's the Vikings who are out on top. J.J. McCarthy with a couple of touchdown passes there. From there, we head down to Tennessee to check on the Titans at home in Nashville. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting New England Patriots. Deontay Hardy, a touchdown reception. Finally, we finish at MetLife Stadium to see what's going on with the Jets. As you can see the score there in the second quarter. Josh Reynolds, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
All right, Coach, second half, drawing near. Glad to have you back with us here on EA Sports. This one will be taken in the end zone. No run back forthcoming. And the ball coming out to the 30-yard line. The Bears offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. Low-scoring game, all time. Third quarter, and a touchdown here could go a long way. See if they can get it on this drive. 1st and 10. No chance at all. He'll go down.
When you can bring cornerbacks on pressure, man, that changes everything for the defensive play caller. Offenses spend all week worrying about linebackers, defensive linemen. How are they going to protect the quarterback? But when you can time up a secondary pressure like this, man, oftentimes there's no answer for it.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. They will run it over center with Swift. And he'll move this forward out to the 29-yard line. Demario Davis there on the play. 3rd and long. Working out of the gun, here's Williams. And penalty flags come in as it winds up incomplete, but no doubt there was contact there. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. The tight end, Komet, is on the move. Throwing on 1st down, it's Williams. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is why it's so critical that the quarterback and his intended target are on the same page. They got to speak the same language. When When there's miscommunication, it leads to errant throws, and when errant throws lead to big missed opportunities.
He'll take this ahead. It's a pickup of 3. The Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu from the secondary on the stop. On 3rd down, it's Williams. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. He makes up for the earlier miss. This time, the kick is good. And the Bears will break our tie and take a 10-7 lead.
Job number 1 on this drive, find a way to get the lead. They, of course, would have loved to score a touchdown, Mike. But 3 points here, that's a pretty good consolation prize as it moves him out in front.
And he will only be able to muster the 20-yard line on that return. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense has really had their way so far, intercepting him twice, forced into a number of bad throws, and generally the D has just made it tough to operate all game long. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. Here's a screen coming for Kamara. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45.
I like the call, using the screen as a drive starter to pick up a chunk play and get this offense into some rhythm. It's clear this offensive play caller anticipated the rush of the defense, and he was able to use it against them.
And a good run there. Gonna get him 5 yards. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. The give running right with Kamara. And he'll fight forward for a couple of yards, but a flag is down, and the linemen are already walking back. They run out of the gun with Miller. He's beyond midfield to the 45. And he's going to take this all the way down to the Saints' 22-yard line. A big play and a much-needed one as well. 35 yards.
I've always gone with the logic on the zone read, Mike, defensively, that you want to tackle the back. Make the quarterback keep it, because in this case, as you see, he gives the ball to his back with a hole. He can take it a long way.
A throw left side, but it's incomplete.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. And sometimes he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
So, after 2 straight incompletions, here's 3rd and 10. He'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. Here comes Blake Groupie for this field goal try. This one from 39 yards out. He'd missed twice already, but this one goes through. And the Saints will level the score at 10 apiece.
So touchdowns are always the primary goal of every drive, but when you find yourself down 3 here in the second half, you've just got to find a way to tie the game up. And they were able to do that here.
And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. The Bears offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll see if they can go about breaking our tie. We're all even at 10 as this drive begins, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Williams. Going up top. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Here's Here's Williams. He'll try to set up the screen here to Swift. Here's a 3rd down and 4. On 3rd down, it's Williams from the gun. He's got the hook up there to Odunze. And he will score. Rome Odunze. Touchdown, Bears. 3rd down. My focus, Greg, was on picking up the 1st down. Forget that. They go down the field and in the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, and I don't think it was just your focus, Mike. I think in this case, it was the defense's focus. They're so worried about where that 1st down marker was that they allowed them to get that ball up and over the top for the deep strike touchdown.
Santos, good on the extra point. And the Bears go up by 7. It is now 17-10. So here's Santos after the touchdown. He's out to kick this one off. The return starts from the 5. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense and running back Kendre Miller getting set to take over. They find themselves trailing 17-10 now as they come up with 1st down and 10. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. They'll start this one on the ground with Kamara. And nothing on that one back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. They'll go again here with Kamara. And once again, they try the same runner. They get the same result. Back-to-back carries of no gain. Now it's 3rd down. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. He was looking for Brandon Cooks with that pass. And that'll set up 4th down. The Saints will punt this one away. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Bears offense and Caleb Williams set to take over once more. And we run you through the highlights here. It has been a very big performance from the quarterback position. Instrumental in leading and executing, and now trying to finish strong and take his team to the finish line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. A play fake. Now Williams. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. Williams to throw on 2nd down. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Let's call it for what it is, Mike. I mean, right now, this team is winning in spite of him. Certainly not because of him. And what's really concerning is that's the most important position on the team. And if they are able to hold on and they do pull this game out, it could wind up being one of the most poor performances we've ever seen in a winning effort that I can recall in a long time.
Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a 1st down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
1st and 10 now from the 36. On the bootleg, it's Williams. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
It's pretty remarkable at this stage, Mike, that they're even winning this game. I mean, anytime a quarterback is completing less than 50% of his throws, you just don't see that very often, and it just seems like time and time again, this quarterback and his intended targets, they're just not on the same page.
The big tight end, Cole Kmet, the intended receiver. And now it's going to be 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
Really nice job here by the defender. I mean, how often, Mike, do we see on these long downfield passes the defender kind of lose the ball in the air and get himself out of position? Well, that wasn't the case here. Really well done. And if I'm this quarterback, after these back-to-back incompletions, I got to find myself a little rhythm and take some easier throws. They're just trying to extend the lead here, and this is definitely one they're going to want to have back.
The visitors' offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. They'll run. It's Kamara. And a good job following his blockers. A gain of 7. It'll be second down. Tremble comes in motion. Here's Miller. And he'll get about 4 out of that one. That should be enough to move the chains. It is first down. Tremble comes in motion. On play action, he'll set up to throw. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. Back to the air once more on second down. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down. Now they'll set up to throw. That's deep for Olave. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield. And that's going to bring up a fourth down. Punt team out, ready to send this one away. As they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. And a fair catch taken in at his own 2. Not the best of choices there. Here's Rome Odunze, the first-round pick, along with the Bears offense getting set for their next possession. They'll come up here, first and 10. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up second down. They'll go again with Swift. And they're going to get him down right at the 25.
This is where you have to be careful, Mike. You find yourself winning in the second half. Human instinct says, all right, let's just sit on the ball and protect the lead and let the clock run out. You can't do that. Stay aggressive. Do what got you here. Continue to mix the run with the pass. Keep your foot on the gas and try to extend this lead.
And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
You can see this connection is just starting really to pick up. They're seeing the game through the same set of eyes, and that is the job of the receiver. What is my quarterback expecting from me? Where does he want me? Be there on time, and it leads to big gains like this.
Give up the middle with Swift. Trying to find somewhere to move forward, but nothing going. Tackled for the loss of a yard.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
And some good blocking, springing up. A gain of 9 as we get to third down. To throw is Williams. Open man, right side. He's got it. It's a gain of 10 yards. Good for a Bears first down.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to...
In trouble, and down he goes.
They probably would have been better off just handing the ball off to the running back, Mike, because when they used him as a decoy, nobody fell for it. By the time he finished his fake and got his head around, the defense was all over him.
So, 3 quarters now in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. On the ground, it's Swift. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down. Here's Williams now to throw. He's going to look for the home run ball. That one is batted away. Incomplete. No separation that time. Tightly defended. It brings up 4th down. The Bears send out their punt team as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a 4th quarter lead. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Saints offense getting set to get back to work. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. On the give, this is Kamara. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. They're going to go right back to Kamara. And some good blocking at the point of attack. A pickup of 7, and it brings up 3rd down. Oh, now flags come in. Looks like movement up front. And 3rd down just became a lot tougher. So now after the penalty, a much tougher prospect to convert. It is 3rd and 9. He'll try to run for it.
Great reaction by the defense. At first, Mike, it looked like there was enough room out there for the quarterback to pick this one up himself, but they were able to rally to the ball, and I think the officials are going to mark him just short.
They're all set to punt this one away. They'll be forced to punt, trailing here in the 4th quarter. Duvernay to return. That could have broken for a bigger return, but as it is, nice job getting his offense a start out past the 30-yard line. The Bears offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read seemingly every time. They'll run out of the gun. It is Swift. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up 3rd down. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. He's going to have the 1st down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
At this point in the game, Mike, it really starts coming down to the number of possessions. So that's a huge 1st down conversion, fresh set of downs. Now, the balance is stay aggressive and maintain the ball, but also start working this clock.
A play fake, and they'll throw with Williams. To the left side, into the hands of Moore. And they'll have it across midfield, down at the opposing 46-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. On the give, it's Swift. Room to run at the 35. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
4th quarter, you find yourself protecting a 1-possession lead. It's a fine line, Mike, between do I keep the ball on the ground, continue to work the clock, or stay aggressive, try to extend this lead to a multiple possession game. That's the balance this play caller is dealing with right now. The size, the speed, and the strength of this defensive tackle was on full display, Mike. He defeats the block, strikes the ball carrier at the line of scrimmage. He's able to bring him down, keep it to no gain.
And he's able to find a crease, get ahead for 7, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Try to pick this one up on the ground. That's a gain of 16 yards, and it sets up 1st and goal.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
An opportunity for what could be a game-sealing touchdown right here. 1st down and goal. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Roschon Johnson, touchdown Chicago. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the 4th quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Santos, good on the extra point. And the Bears move out to a 24-10 lead. So here's Santos after the touchdown. He's out to kick this one off. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense back onto the field for their next possession. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that. The pressure, too much, and he goes down.
They just have to be better on 1st down. They've got to find a way to continue to operate ahead of the sticks, and I don't mind throwing it on 1st down. That is the best down in football to attempt to pass, but if they don't protect the passer, none of it's going to matter.
Back to throw. Under pressure, he's going to go down again. They've sacked him for a 2nd consecutive time.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down. This is a really popular concept on 3rd down. It's good versus man, it's good versus zone. They call it mesh routes or drag routes. They want to create some traffic in the middle of the field and pop the receiver out the backside of the defense. Give credit to the defense.
And he cannot get the throw off. He's going to be sacked. And they will turn it over on down.
So the key to this 4th down stop defensively was their ability to flush the quarterback out of the pocket. Anytime you can do that, you shrink the field, you limit the quarterback's options, and in this case, he can't find anyone, and ultimately, he goes down for a huge 4th down stop.
So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take over once more. As we look back at some of the highlights in this one, you'll see a lot of them, Greg, coming from the passing game. They've done a nice job picking the defense apart.
Yeah, and I think that's the right way to say it. It hasn't necessarily been just a bunch of deep shots, a bunch of explosives. It's been more methodical. It's been precise. They've really been all over their execution, and this is about as close to a complete performance as you're going to see from any offense throughout the course of this season.
Look him up on a 2nd down and 8. Another run here, another run by Swift. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. They need to get to the 22, but now face the 3rd down. They'll try to get this one on the ground.
Holding offense.
On now, it's Cairo Santos for the field goal. This one from 47 yards out. Santos's kick is good. And the Bears will add to their lead here in the fourth quarter.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
Now out comes the New Orleans offense. They're ready to take over once again. Greg, sitting up here with you, this is not the same energy we saw from this team at the start of the game. How much has the defense kind of sapped it out of them?
Oh, I think it's a big factor in this game. And when you start taking the ball away at the rate that they have today, it takes a lot of the confidence out of the offense. And I think that's the body language that you're referring to. There is a lot of doubt creeping in to this offense. And it's almost becoming to the point where you don't want to be the guy with the ball because you're afraid you're going to give it up. And when it gets to that, and as an offense, you're in trouble.
Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. That's going to be pulled in by Kamara. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. They'll throw here on 3rd and short yardage. He's got his man complete to Johnson. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down. Right back to Johnson. He's got it again. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. They'll look to throw again. Shaheed with the catch. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. They'll look to throw yet again. Inside the 10, it is caught. And he's in. Bub Means. Touchdown, New Orleans. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the fourth quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a 2-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
This one not quite over, but down a couple of scores. We're going to get an onside kick.
Late in the game, this is where you see teams really start taking some chances. And boy, this was a big one, but it's not going to work out.
DeAndre Swift and the Bears offense set for their next possession. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, the stats. It has all been on display throughout. Now Swift. And a nice gain there on 1st down. He takes it forward for 8 yards. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. They'll turn and hand this one off. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard. You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's 3rd down. They'll try to run for it. It's Swift. And he's going to have a Bears first down by a couple of yards as they convert on 3rd and 3. A run here with Swift. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground, Mike. There was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. on now, it's Cairo Santos for the field goal. It'll be a 44-yard attempt. Santos's kick is good. And the Bears will add to their lead here in the fourth quarter.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
The visitors' offense ready to get back at it. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. They'll drop to throw, and he's got it to the 35-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. He'll get up and stop it here. The spike comes with 19 seconds to go. Here comes 2nd down. He'll drop to throw. That's deep for Olave. He's got it. What a connection. He's down inside the 5-yard line. So this one in the win column for the Bears. And right away you can point to the turnover battle. Always key. Tells the story so often. It did here again today. Their offense didn't turn it over at all. They finished on the plus side with the takeaways. As a result, they're going to come away with the victory. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Bears get the win at home as we say so long from along the lakefront at Soldier Field in Chicago.